If you're confused about what to do with your show notes, I'm going to show you my super easy, fast show notes framework. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. It's as easy as that. This is podcast therapy. Before we get started, I just want to invite you to join me on my virtual couch for your own podcast therapy. You can go to speakpipe.com/podcast therapy and ask me your very own question. I will answer every question I receive and give you personalized advice on what you're struggling with podcasting. Today's question comes from Samantha, and her question is about show notes. Let's hear what she has to say.
Hi, this is Samantha. I had a question about show notes. I'm not really sure what to do with show notes, for show notes. How long should they be? Should it be like a paragraph or bullet points? So would like your advice on what to do for show notes for my podcast.
Okay, so show notes, the mythical creature of podcasting. What do I do with my show notes? Do I transcribe them? How long should they be? Is anyone even reading my show notes? Well, here's the easiest framework I can give you for creating your show notes. This is going to make it super simplified and take all the pain out of your show notes. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 method, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use 5 keywords, right? A keyword is simply a word that you want to be able to be searched for. So if it's podcasting, one of my keywords could be podcasters or interviews or show notes, things like that, right? So whatever industry you're in, I'm sure you know all kinds of different keywords. So you're just going to pick 5 keywords, right? Number 4, you're going to do 4 bullets. So in our framework, we're going to give people 4 bullets of what we talk about in the podcast. This is for the skimmers, the people who are just going to like look at it and go, okay, what am I going to learn here, right? Bullet, 4 bullets. 3 is going to be 3 sentences max. So in the entire show notes, I'm going to give you a get out of jail free card. You only have to write 3 sentences max, okay? For the most part, I'm going to probably write 2 sentences for my show notes. 2, we're going to do 2 backlinks, okay? A backlink is just something that it's a link that you put into somewhere else, okay, that helps you with searchability. So when you put backlinks into things like blog posts, Google is going to scan your blog and say, oh, this blog post is going to rank higher because they backlink to other things. And it just gives you more validity in your notes. And in theory, we're really going to be using show notes to write emails to share with our audience to let them know a new episode's out, or to put on a blog post. So we want to make sure we're doing things that Google likes because, of course, Google rules the world, okay? And then 1, a call to action, a singular call to action, okay? I see way too many podcasters saying, check out my Patreon, check out my mom's new piece of pie, go to this page, do this, do that, and then people are going to be completely paralyzed and do absolutely nothing. All right, so let's just recap that real quick. 5-4-3-2-1, 5 keywords, 4 bullets, 3 sentences, 2 backlinks, 1 call to action, okay? So why don't I show you exactly how this works? What do you say? All right, cool. Let's go over to my computer screen. All right, so we're on my screen, and I'm just going to show you this to remind you, this is the insanely easy show notes template, and this is what we're going to do. So I am going to start off with, it actually starts with the sentences at the top, okay? But I'm going to show you that I've picked some keywords. So my keywords that I've picked for this episode are going to be podcaster, interview, show notes, transcription, and pod decks, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is write a question. And the question that I'm going to pose is what I'm answering in my podcast, okay? So the question is, if you're confused about what to do with your show notes, okay? With your podcast show notes. Let me put that in there. Woo. Typing on camera is the most stressful thing in the world. All right, let's go ahead and make these bigger so everyone can see. Okay, so if you're confused about what to do with your show notes, what am I going to do in this episode? This is what I want to focus on. What am I going to do in this episode? I'm going to show you, let's make it bigger. I'm going to show you my super easy show notes framework, how to transcribe for free and where you can get the coolest new tool for podcasters called Poddex, okay? Little shameless plug in there. So that's I'm telling somebody what their problem is, and then everything I'm going to tell them in the episode very quickly, okay? Now, because the screen's kind of big, it looks a little bit unformatted, but don't worry. This is all good. Once we squeeze this into a little phone, it's going to look beautiful, okay? All right, so now I'm going to do bullets, okay? So my first bullet is going to be, and I like to use sort of the typical like who, what, when, where, why, how format, okay? So I'm going to teach you how podcasters can write show notes easily, right? Because if you're scanning this and that's something that you're interested in, you might want to listen to this episode, okay? I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't spend too much time on show notes, okay? Because no one's reading them, all right? Not nobody, but almost nobody's reading them. Watch me try to format this. This is amazing. God bless computers. Oh, a bullet on a bullet. Okay, I don't know what's happening with the bullets here. All right. My next bullet is going to be how to transcribe your show, super easy, for free, okay? Now, and I'm going to talk about all these really quickly after I show you the format, all right? And the next bullet is going to be how to have deeper conversations in your podcast interviews. Shameless plug for Poddex. And finally, my review of the hottest new tool for podcasters, Poddex. Another shameless plug. Don't be afraid to plug your stuff in your show notes. They're your show notes. So let people know what you're all about. Okay? All right. So I've got 5 keywords. So you can see podcaster. I'm just going to highlight these for you. Show notes, transcribe, podcast interviews. So you can see I've got my SEO, my keywords, my search engine optimization in these notes, okay? So like they're all there, which is going to help me get found, all right? All right, next, I need 2 backlinks, okay? So I've got my 5 keywords, my 4 bullets, my 3 sentences at the top. Let's call this up to 3 sentences at the top, okay? I'm going to do my backlinks. Okay, so my 2 backlinks are going to be for Poddex, which is my company that does unique interview questions and episode starting prompts. Here we go. And Otter.ai, a free transcription service. Oh boy. Still didn't do it right. Slowed down, still didn't get it right. Okay. So now all I need to do is go here and do the linky thing. All right, and then here I'm going to do Otter.ai. Boom. All right. So coffee break. All right, now I have 2 backlinks, okay? So when Google crawls my blog, they're going to see, hey, this dude's pretty cool. He's linking to other stuff, so he's not just a bot, okay? And then I'm going to have my call to action. So I just want you guys to know that you can get your very own Poddex episode deck for free. That's right, for free at free.poddex.com. Put a linky poo there. And the episode deck is going to be 50 unique podcast starting prompts that you'll never run out of podcast ideas again, right? So you can get yours for free. All you got to do is pay shipping. So that's my call to action, okay? So now if I get rid of all this, okay, and I can make this a little smaller so you can see, boom, okay. I've got really easy to digest show notes, okay? If you're confused about what to do with your podcast show notes, I'm going to show you my super easy show notes framework, how to transcribe them for free, Ooh, that's good. Sometimes reading them out loud really helps. Can't even type them for free. And where you can get the coolest new tool for podcasters called Pod Decks, okay? And then you can even go as far as to go like, in this episode, comma, I share, colon, boom. It's even longer now, okay? Wow. In this episode, I share how podcasters can write show notes easily, why podcasters shouldn't spend too much time on show notes, how to transcribe your show super easy for free, how to have deeper conversations in your podcast interviews, and my review of the hottest new tool for podcasters, Pod Decks, okay? I've got 2 backlinks and I've got a call to action. I'm done, okay? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 keywords, 4 bullets, 3 sentences max, 2 backlinks, 1 call to action, and you've got yourself some awesome show notes. Now, before I go, Otter.ai is a free app. It's super cool. All you do is press record, and it will start transcribing whatever you say. And it's pretty accurate. You know, a lot of these transcription services and stuff, they're $1 a minute. So if you don't have $1 a minute to spend, you can use Otter.ai. I'm pretty sure the free account gets you like 500 minutes a month for free. It's very generous. So that's my recommendation for you. All I would do is simply record my podcast. Then I would play the podcast back into Otter.ai, let it record, and then I can email myself that transcription. So if you're looking to transcribe your podcast, super easy without paying somebody $1 a minute, Otter.ai is the example how to do it super easy and for free. Okay, so thanks for being with me today. If you've got a question, come on my virtual podcast therapy couch. It's speakpipe.com/podcast therapy. Bring your questions. I'll answer them for you and hopefully make you a happier podcaster.